Hey, this is Mike. This video is part of a series I call One Step Back, Two Steps Forward, where I talked about some super fundamental concepts in maths. If you have any difficulty in the topic I'm going to talk about, I welcome you to join me in reviewing these fundamental concepts. With a better fundamental, I hope you will reach a new height in your maths study. To give you a glimpse of what we are going to review today, this is the rundown. It's pretty simple. First, we will review how to add and subtract negative numbers. Next, we will review multiplication and division by negative numbers. The last part of the video, I'll be giving you some insight into how negative numbers are applied at GCSE level exam. With that said, let's begin. When it comes to negative numbers, we all came across some sort of rules and tables. Don't worry about the rules I'm showing here, because I'm not going to cover it. I made it as expensive as possible just to show you how rules can become overwhelming without deliberation. Having said that, if I remember correctly, I might have been following a similar system when I was young. This is not very elegant, but if you put in the effort, it will still work. However, I know some students are not receptive to overbearing rules. So let's ignore these rules for the time being and try something else, shall we? In order to talk about addition and subtraction, I would like to bring out a visual tool you should have seen before. This is a number line. I'm assuming you know negative numbers exist. 1 less than 0 is negative 1. 1 less than negative 1 is negative 2, so on and so forth. Let's review how we use it to add or subtract positive numbers. To do 2 plus 3, we just start with 2 and move 3 steps to the right to get 5. To do 2 minus 3, we also start with 2, but move 3 steps to the left to get negative 1. Now, I'm going to expand this system. Let's use our super basic example of 2 plus 3 and help our virtual student Jasmine learn how it works. The first step is nothing special. Jasmine will start at 2 on the number line. Next, I have something new for you. Since we see the plus sign for addition, we will tell Jasmine to face the right, which is also called the positive direction. Last, she will move 3 steps in this direction and we get 5. Please be patient if you think I made things more complicated than before. See the next example and you will know why I did that. This time we will do 2 plus negative 3. Let's see how it works on our number line. First, Jasmine starts at 2 and then she faces the right. So far so good. How about the negative 3? Jasmine will still take 3 steps, but because the number is negative, she will walk backward. That's how we get the answer negative 1. Let's keep it moving. Now we will do a subtraction 2 minus 3. First, Jasmine will start at 2. Next, because of the minus sign, she will face the left, which is also called the negative direction. Last, she will walk 3 steps in that direction and the answer is negative 1. In the next example, we will do 2 minus negative 3. Like before, Jasmine will start at 2 and then face the left. Guess what? Because the number we subtract is negative 3, she will walk 3 steps backward. The answer is 5. Do you get it? Let's not end our discussion here. I'm going to put all 4 examples on the screen. Do you see the pattern? You may pause and look carefully. When we inspect, we'll see that 2 plus 3 and 2 minus negative 3 gave the same answer. That's the rule. When we subtract a negative number, we are effectively adding the opposite positive number. Walking backward is awkward, right? So next time you see subtracting a negative number, you may just add the opposite positive number. On the right, we have another discovery. 2 plus negative 3 and 2 minus 3 gave the same answer of negative 1. That means when we add a negative number, we are effectively subtracting the opposite positive number. Please be sure to take advantage of this as well. We will wrap up this part with 2 more examples so you will get used to how this system works. If you're confident, please pause and work out your own answer. Let's get started. For -2 plus -4, Jasmine will start at -2, face the right, and walk backwards by 4 steps. Answer is 6. However, if you remember the trick, you can do -2 minus 4. This way, Jasmine will start at -2, face the left, and walk 4 steps normally. Last question. -3 minus -2. Jasmine will start at -3, face the left, and walk 2 steps backwards. The answer is -1. Again, if you remember the trick, you can also do -3 plus 2. Here, Jasmine will start at -3, face the right, and walk 2 steps normally. Let's summarize. Here are the takeaway for you when you use a number line. One by one they are: adding a positive number means moving to the right by that number. Subtracting a positive number means moving to the left by that number. The next 2 are more advanced. Adding a negative number is equal to subtracting the opposite positive number. You can see an example here. Lastly, subtracting a negative number is equal to adding the opposite positive number. This expanded number line system I created for you is for you to build up your fundamentals. Once you have enough practice, it will become automatic even without drawing the line. Naturally, we will move on to multiplication and division. Unlike before, I'm not going to use number line or any other visual aids. There are 2 reasons. 1, the rules are really simple. 2, if I use number line again, your mind might mix up the rules. I want to create a partition in your mind that addition, subtraction is one thing and multiplication, division is another thing. With that said, let's go through the rules. First, terminologies. For positive numbers, we say they carry a positive sign. For example, 3 is the same as positive 3. But for simplicity, we usually omit the positive sign. On the other hand, negative numbers carry a negative sign, which is easy to see because it can never be omitted. The good news to you is that there are only 2 rules for multiplication and division. Rule number 1, numbers of the same sign will multiply or divide to give a positive number. Let's see some examples. The 4 expressions basically cover all the possibilities. As long as the 2 numbers that are involved have the same sign, either both a positive or both a negative, the result is positive. Rule number 2, numbers of opposite sign will multiply or divide to give a negative number. In the following 4 examples, one number is positive and the other is negative. In the end, they are all evaluated to be a negative number. I hope the rules are easy to understand. Let's wrap up with some questions. Please pause the video and try these 4 questions. I intentionally use decimals and fractions for the bottom 2 because I always encourage students, once they understand a rule, they shouldn't be bothered by what numbers you are given. More often than not, the rules stay the same. Let me give you answers for these 3 questions. Why do I pick these 3? Because their answers are all negative. I hope by now you can see that finding the sign of a multiplication or division, it's easy. It's much faster than finding the quantity. The last question is positive because one negative number is divided by another negative number. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I would like to show you how negative numbers are applied in GCSE level exam. Even if you are not there and do not fully understand what I'm going to say, I hope to give you a peek into the future and see how what you're learning now is relevant. If you feel you will be motivated by this, please spare me a minute or I'll bid you farewell and hope to see you soon. The following example is an adapted example from a GCSE past paper. I changed the question to facilitate the discussion. In this question, we need to find a and b. To do this, we need to expand the right-hand side so that it looks the same as the left-hand side. First, we need to expand the bracket by multiplying x minus 3 with x minus 3. If you have already learned this, you know we have to do multiplication 4 times. Let me guide you through the process. X times x is x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. Negative 3 times x is also negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. Even if you don't understand the first 3 terms, you should now understand how we get the last positive 9. To get to the next 9, we need to do negative 3x minus 3x. They will become negative 6x. Why? Because negative 3 minus 3 is negative 6. In the end, we find that the expression is x squared minus 6x plus 1. By comparing the numbers and the unknowns, we know the answer is a equals 6 and b equals 1. This example shows you how negative numbers are relevant to you in your future exam. Most likely, you will not be asked directly to do some negative number operations, but to solve a problem, you will need this knowledge. I wish you good luck building your negative number fundamentals and do well when it really matters. As always, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more maths content and study tips in general. See you soon.